What's going on, guys? It's Terrence. Welcome to the channel. Just thought I would drop a video, short one. I always say hopefully, but that's the same thing we say about Stephanie White's coaching. Every game. Hopefully, probably not, but just like my videos, probably not gonna be short, but everybody can only hope, right? They accidentally clicks on it or some shit. May get on some of the guys' lives or whatnot later. I don't know. Not a whole lot, to talk about really. The game against the Mercury was easily won. That wasn't as much, won by the Mercury per se as it was. The Fever gave it away. It was, they lose by 6. It was kind of an easy win. Boston, I say Boston 5 of 15, but at the same time, that all of them weren't, necessarily easy shots. She's not doing a very good job running plays to get Boston good open looks. I always, talk about point guards getting touches in the paint, to open up a 3-point shot. Of course, we got to knock those down. But also, defense, especially against the Mercury, right? And now I know that a lot more people are surely at least have considered how important it is in any league, much less the WNBA. You know what I mean? You got to be a pretty damn decent point guard to take the abuse that any player takes in the WNBA and still have the ball in your hand. Because, you know what I'm saying? You would think if Alyssa Thomas can play point guard for the Mercury, that about anybody could play point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's get you a linebacker in there. Let them have the ball. It's not that she's that great. They're just scared, to guard her or whatever. Or White was afraid, to put, say, Powers in there. Powers ain't scared of her. She's like, I don't know, Golden Glove former boxer. She can give a shit. But, White won't put her in and tell her to guard AT full court, because, like, say, dribbling sloppy, kind of all over the place, or, I don't know. I know realistically she should be good for rebounds. The assist thing maybe, if she was going to toss it, from, the paint area, kick it back out, but, assists off a dribble and stuff like that shouldn't really be a thing, because, her ball handling skills are a little bit whatever. I hate to sugarcoat it. They suck. Of course, a lot of them do. After you watch Caitlin, it's, it's just not the same. But whatever. Enough about that game. I didn't even talk that much about that game. A friend of mine posted an old video of Steve Kerr. It was a game that Steph Curry shot 8 for 22. And they said, well, how do you think Steph did? Talking about Steph Curry, and the Steve Kerr at the post game, and he says, he said, I thought he did well. He started off a little slow and got himself out of this, out of his slump, and he didn't say he had a terrible night shooting, and then go on to say that, well, they lost the game, it was his fault. It wasn't so hard, was it? You ain't the best. You got 0 championships, except as an assistant. Somebody else was, Lynn Dunn was the coach.